Does Coach Adai ever smile?
Nah.
He don't. I thought it was just me, bro. He don't never smile
Nah, he don't smile.
at all.
You're probably, even if you laugh, it's still like a straight face. Ain't really too much smiling going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But talk to us about Coach Adai. If he ain't smiling now, he got to be giving y'all something.
He gonna just bring the best out you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just ain't gonna let you slack one bit at all. Even in practice, you could be dead tired. He'll come over there, motivate you, give you something like work for. Just gonna make sure you're doing the best. No matter who you is, it's just making sure. And he gonna give everybody a fair opportunity to play.
All right, I remember after y'all played Alabama, I asked Manny Diaz, did he expect them to pass as much? And he said no. They y'all prepared for the run. You guys were playing against the Heisman Trophy winner that year. You didn't know it, you know what I'm saying? But you didn't know it. But that he eventually won the Heisman Trophy. I kind of knew who he was because I covered him in high school some. Have you ever went back to go watch that game to see how good he really was? You did? And what did you see?
He was just poised. And he ain't let nothing affect him. He was making every throw he needed to make, and not making he ain't made really no mistakes.
They got us twice on that one play, Cam. You wasn't in the game. That one play to DJ Ivey's side where they ran. They got us twice on that play. You know how that play worked?
No. You know what's funny? We really knew they was going to do that play.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Because it was one of those plays like
right.
They always have like somebody on either hash, and most of the time it's just over routes. And then they send like 3 people down the field, or even 2.
And it worked twice. First time I think he overthrew him, and the second time it. So how does it still work? Is it how fast the dude is, or is it just on a big stage and somebody don't react?
I'm just thinking it probably don't react, or you just might think they just might like it's a new year, so they might just come with something new.
Right.
It's like you just don't want to fall for something like they did that was old, and you still get beat, so you kind of like hesitant with everything. And like you said, you don't react fast enough to what they is doing. Then it's open again.
And you hesitate for a second, and then boom. Anything you trying to did you want to be a first team All-American? Is this something you thought about? Anything else you want to accomplish?
When I made my goals, it was more just stats, and then it was that happened.
Yeah. What would you attribute to Northwestern and playing in Dade County to translating over to college football?
Not backing down to nobody.
What you mean?
Like you gotta go prove yourself every play. Like you can't take a play off.
Right.
If you do, then you're gonna get bumped, ran over, something like that. So, yeah.
Right. So sometimes I go pull up y'all old highlights from old games, man, and it's crazy to see. I go pull up a highlight of you, and then it's you chasing you. Or you know what I'm saying? Or I go pull up a highlight of you getting this interception, you're picking off. So and it's like the names you guys that went against each other, iron sharpening iron, and you think that prepared you for?
Yeah, of course. Going against the best, I always gonna prepare you to be the best.
We're sitting here with Marvin. Marvin is dad of Kamren Kinchens, man. First, right off the back, man, how many DS defense did this year, bro?
I told y'all, I told people they was gonna do pretty good at Penn State. And y'all see, I don't know what it was ranked, but
no, they did well.
Like I said, I always say I ain't think many defense was the problem at UM, but
yeah,
we got crystal ball and still now, so it don't matter.
Kamren Kinchens, from the first time they threw him in the Alabama game, you and I were FOOTBALLVILLE, and you and I group me. We talk a lot. Are you surprised? Has something surprised you yet at this point? How fast this went and how high is it going?
Oh no, I mean not to be arrogant at all, but not at all. I always felt that Cam, was the best high school safety in the nation. I thought he was gonna be the best college football safety in the nation, and it wasn't from a standpoint of a father. It was more of a I'm a UM fan first. I watched college football my whole life. I always just saw stuff in him that that you really can't teach, and that was just natural. So I wasn't surprised. I'm still not surprised at nothing that he does, and I think that he got more in the tank.
You think it's more in there?
I think it's way more in the tank.
You think it's more than that in 6?
Oh, definitely.
Why
I
you
thought
think?
I was gonna have 10 this year, and that's not from again, anybody that know me or my son, I'm not an arrogant person at all. I just, that's how I feel. It was a friend of mine named Ken, and I posted Cam on one of his picks at the beginning of the year. I think it was North Carolina game.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted on Facebook, and me and him thought the same thing. Like I ain't said it in the post, but he said it. He was like, "Yeah, that was a good pick, man." But he was like, "Man, the Cam I know, would have stayed on his feet and took it to the crib." and when he said it, like I said, I was like, "You're right." I mean, I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to, sound arrogant. But no, that's how I feel about him. And just,
You feel he could do more.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he can do more. He gonna do more. I feel like I'm saying it right now. I guarantee you. If God grant him I know he don't like even talking about this. I know my son, but if God, grant him the ability to play in the NFL, I think that one of the years he'll lead the league in picks.
Yeah, lead the league in interceptions.
Lead the league in interceptions. That's something that I want. But like I said, I don't even want to speak about that because I know him. And I know
too late.
myself.
We done spoke about it. Hey, listen, is there something about him that you know that those 3 interceptions at Georgia Tech, like I know he has that ability. Is there something about him I mean, you've been watching him his whole life since he was snotty nose running around the house.
I think it's just more of his football IQ and like you said, watching film, football IQ, and just picking up on things and watching certain things and that certain people not watching. And I think it's just the will in him. He want to be great. And I think the most important, he loves football.
Mm-hmm.
And most kids. Play football for different reasons. And, he play football because that's something that he love to do. Like he like playing video games, like watching football. He love the game. Most kids play the game for a different reason, for the fame, for because their mom and daddy tell them to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell people, doing COVID, doing certain things, he up 4 or 5 in the morning playing football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Watching football, working out.
Was this year tough for you? Have you ever seen him on a team that was worse than this year?
It's a good. I think in Little League, they pretty much was like in the middle of the pack.
With the boys club.
With the boys club,
Yeah.
some years they made it to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think so. Yeah, it's probably the last 2 years. Because the last year wasn't that great either.
Yeah.
So I think the first 2 years, I'm pretty sure that's not what he expected or we all expected. And I'm pretty sure that him and the rest of his teammates, they trying to take it to the next level and have a way better year.